Shalom Akim, Yahweh Bashim, Yahushai Bashim, Kakadash, the bonds and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Stone rule well on the Akim, preaching the gospel of the Lord Yahushai, throughout the four corners of the earth in sincerity and in truth and diligence of mind. This brother Menashe DC Camp, short lesson to edify the hopeful elect. Alright, so this agenda of all these so-called monuments being under criticism and demolishment, it's necessary, it's all fulfillment of prophecy, all right, because America is basically divided, all right. So you see the protests going on and the riots and the looting and the vandalism and America's on its way out, all right, and it's a beautiful thing, all right. The elites want to destroy America so they could have their new world order. The Lord wants to destroy America so he could free the nation of Israel from underneath the rulership of the Edomites. Alright? Which are the so-called white people that we know throughout the four corners of the earth. Alright? And also to deliver our people also. That's really what it really boils down to. Alright, salvation of our people. So all these little events, it's going to take place because it's really necessary. Because the Lord has already put it in the mind of these elites to start knocking down monuments here in America so that they have nothing to look up to. Alright, because those monuments basically represent when America, was still in like so-called glory days and inception, people that they consider to be pioneers, all right. So it says in this article, all right, another South Dakota tribe criticizes Mount Rushmore. All right, so we've been talking about this for years, man. The elders been talking about this for decades. All right, so you'll be surprised, man, how soon these prophecies are going to take place, because America is on its way out, man. It's something that a lot of people can't really see, but only the elect understand it, and those among the other nations that are able to see it, they're they're shaking to their boots. All right, so it's really necessary that these things happen. So I'm going to read the article. It came out a couple of days ago. So it's saying that the chairman of the Cheyenne River Sioux tribe of Gad, all right, his name is Harold Frazier. He is calling for the removal of the faces of Mount Rushmore. All right, so iconoclasm is being called for, just like Esau took down the images of our people and it corrupted it. Now our people are calling for the same thing, for Esau's monuments to be taken down, and it's going to start a lot of animosity between the nation of Israel and the nation of Edom. And another thing, a lot of people don't really understand that this land, America, is basically the land of Edom, the so-called white man, because the Most High gave this land to Esau. All right, it's one of those things a lot of brothers have not really talked about, but the elders already talk about it, that America is simply the land of Edom. All right, known as Egypt. All right, so our people are just here to serve captivity. All right, we're not really, here to excel in this world, man. We're here to understand the plight of our nation. We're here to preach the gospel and to accept the value of this gospel. All right, you got to take the sweet with the bitter and to wait upon the Lord. All right, so it says, Frazier says the Lakota look upon the presidents and see the faces of the men who lied, who cheated, and murdered innocent people. Yeah, because they had to get their so-called birthright. America was giving us so-called birthright to Esau. All right. And all this, Jake, complaining about slavery and oppression. That's what they were, our people was brought here to do, to serve, to be hewers of wood and drawers of water. When you read Judges chapter 5, verse 11, all right, I read it to you. Judges chapter 5, verse 11. All right, Judges chapter 5, verse 11. It says, "They that are delivered from the noise of archers, in the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yashai B'Shem Kakadash, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord Yahweh go down to the gates." And that's what it boils down to. We're just here to serve captivity and to wait upon the Lord to deliver us as we, keep his gospel. All right. So it says, the chief penned a public letter arguing that the faces of Jefferson, Washington, Lincoln, and Roosevelt be removed. All right. So those are presidents of the United States, man. Okay. Then it says, he also seems to refer to the July 3rd fireworks and President Trump's visit. Yeah, that's exactly what is going on, man. They have an animosity towards Esau. You could imagine you're in a place that you've been living for thousands of years, and then you see your enemy turn against you after all you've done, to trade with them and, to nourish them. And then they set up images of themselves on the mountain, so-called sacred mountain. And you're looking down upon those men, that broke treaties, that violated agreements, that violated oaths. And that's Esau for you, man, a serpent. All right, he's trying to be Jacob, but he's not. He can't be Jacob. He's got to be Edom. All right. It says, "We are now being first to witness the lashing of our land with pomp, arrogance, and fire, hoping our sacred land survive." And that's one thing God needs to get away from, to be holding on to Babylon. Okay. Yeah, we need to get out of that mindset, man. America's not really our homeland. The land of Israel is our homeland. Even though the Lord made the world for our sake, we need to understand what the Lord has in store for us. Okay. So it says, the chairman of the Oglala Sioux tribe, Julian Bear Runner, has also called for the removal of the faces from Mount Rushmore. Alright, so then it says the Lakota considered the Black Hills sacred ground. So you could look at the letter up here. It tells you, I could make it bigger. I could make it bigger. Alright, so it says for immediate release, you could see all this drama on the screen. Alright, so that's God right there, all the way. Alright, because they're upset, man. That's psychological warfare that our people have to deal with. So I'm going to read a quick precept here. It's going to be from the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49. Verse 17. It says, "Also Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof." Right? So America is going to be a waste ground, man. The whole nations of on the face of the earth, they're going to be disgusted with what America has become. A wasteland. All right. So the letter, you know, calling for the removal of that, those so-called sculpt images on the mountain of Mount Rushmore. It's gaining traction, man. That vibe is out there that Esau's got to go down. All right. But Esau thinks it's just him controlling the scenario, but it doesn't. And then I came send a link about the owner of the Redskins want to, consider the name change. I'm like, come on, man. It's all psychological. It's like, they claim that they're for justice and equality, but they're really not. This elite are just playing, hocus pocus, man. That's exactly what they're doing. And then you read the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 19. It tells you also that Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. All right, so America is also known as Egypt, it's also known as Edom. All right, place of our captivity. All right, it's going to become an abandoned place that's going to be destroyed. Okay, for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. And that's the fact right there. There is no, ifs and buts about it. It's clearly documented in these historical records, and Esau don't want no more access to that. That's why it's changing. He wants to change history, man. He wants to eliminate access. All right. So just imagine, man, when there's no more access to information, and, people are gonna be walking around ignorantly. All right, and that's the time we gotta be on their P's and Q's to get this knowledge while it's available. All right. Then another precept is going to be from the book of Ezekiel, chapter 25, verse 13. It says, start with verse 12. Ezekiel chapter 25, verse 12. Thus said the Lord Yahweh Bashim Ashai Bashim Kakadash, because that Edom had dealt against the house of Judah, by taking vengeance, and has greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus said the Lord Yahweh, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. And that's what's coming to America, total annihilation. The elites know it, but they don't want to talk about it that much, man. That's why they have all these bunkers. Right? That's why they're pushing for this vaccination regime. You see Bill Gates and his wife and his so-called cronies, the same old shit. All right, they're gonna keep talking about it. You turn on CNN, they can't stop harping on this COVID junk, man. It's like never-ending drama of stupidity. Well, it just proves how dedicated they are, man. They're gonna maintain that line till they have that vaccine and that chip ready, and that sword to come after people. All right, including the elect. So we just have to be steadfast and keep on pushing this gospel. So another precept is going to be from the book of Jeremiah chapter 50. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 12 and 13. Alright, it says, your mother shall be so confounded. In Great Britain, alright, England shall be so confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindrance of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. So that's what's going to come to America. All right. So that animosity between America and England is going to get big, man. And it's going to lead to the destruction of America. All right. Thus said the Lord, because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited. It shall be wholly desolate. Every one that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished, and hiss at her plagues, and hiss at all her plagues. So that's what's coming to America, man. Total destruction, annihilation. It's going to be a wasteland, an abandoned land. All right. And that's what the Lord has in store for this place. A lot of people are upset that America is falling apart. But it has to, for peace to be upon the earth, for salvation to happen to our people, the nation of Israel, for the Lord Yahushua to finally relax and chill on his throne, and the foundation of the earth to be back in order. America has to go. The nation of Edom, so-called white race, has to be put back in slavery and annihilated. Thus said the Holy Scriptures. All right. So the final precept is going to be from the book of Isaiah chapter 19. All right. It's really necessary to accept the bitterness of the Scriptures. So it says in verse 1, Isaiah 19 verse 1, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord Yahweh Shemashah rideth upon a swift cloud, or that's his chariots, so-called UFOs, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be removed at his presence. So this is just, a foreshadow of things to come. This toppling of idols here in America is just a foreshadow. It's just an appetizer. It's just the tip of the iceberg. All right. Very soon, man, when the Lord shows up and begins to tear down America, man, monuments, government buildings, Empire State Building, all right, the Statue of Liberty, Wall Street, Pentagon, Langley, you name it, the Golden Gate Bridge, Hollywood, and all that, all that to be torn apart, the Golden Arch in Missouri, all that's gonna be destroyed. So-called Peace Garden, Camp David, and all that. All these, obelisks and all these shrines that Esau has set up is gonna be destroyed. All right. So it says, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. All right, and then it says in verse 2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. So that's America's future. It's on the decline, man. So that's the point there, Akim. Hope you've been edified, and pray the Lord about Shema Shai. Continue to sharpen your mind, man. Because it clearly tells you, in these times that we're living in, man, that America's on its way out. So you can always go online and look at the letter. I didn't really read it, but it tells you. If you look at this paragraph, it says, visitors look upon the faces of those presidents and extol the virtues that they believe make America the country it is today. Lakota see the faces of the men who lied, cheated, and murdered innocent people, whose only crime was living on the land they wanted to steal. All right. So it's spiritual, man. Just like our nation of Israel, our nation went into the land of Canaan, and we kicked the butt of those Hamites out there and took possession of it. That's like the same thing that the Lord had, used Esau to do to our people here in America. Call America the new Canaan. So it's just the reverse of it. So, I'm not really upset, I'm not really angry, but just see the irony of the whole story. So, Ka halal la Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai Ba'Shem Kwakadash. All right, double honors and salutations to the apostles and the the elders of Great Millstone that came out there try the four corners of the earth, man. It's really necessary we understand how prophecy plays out, man. All right, shalom.